Good morning, YouTube. This is man already George Page coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, if you hadn't heard it already, it's news all over the world that Simone Biles has had to drop out of the 2021 Tokyo Olympics because of an injury. And you know, Simone has been in the game quite some time. She is has multiple awards, multiple championships. I mean, it's kind of just sad to hear this. Now she was doing with one, I think it was one of her best routines was on the I think the vault or which one it was, and she had got some kind of injury, and she came back later and revealing that the injury was so severe that she had to pull out of the gymnastic Olympic team. And you know what? Her team was very encouraging. They supportive. I mean, and that's great when you have you and her being a veteran. She's been to 2016 Olympics. She's been to several national shows. She has been that just that leader, the front bringer, or you know in the for the team. And to see her not be part of the team, that is the hard part for these young ladies. And this was her, I think, her second Olympics in her career. Back in 2016, there was her, uh, Gabby, Gabby, uh, I know, I forget, Gabby Douglas, Laura Hernandez, and a couple other girls who, was that great team. I mean, they, really did pretty good. They were gold medalists. And now she has to go back home. Well, she's probably going to stay in Tokyo for a little bit as more support. And then eventually, the games is not as long as it used to be. I used to remember as a kid, the games lasted, at least about 2 months. But, you with things going on with the virus, it really has changed. It cut it real short. I think they cut a lot of some sports. I think it's trying to just really speed it up a little bit. It's gonna be over in about maybe another week or so. But like I said, Simone has multiple awards, championships. She has gold medals, and I mean, for being a team member, and she is a great, representation of an athlete, and you gotta think about it. After a while, sometimes you gotta think about it. She got in this in when she was young, and winning so many times. I think her last 2016 she was about 19, 20, and now it's father time is taking its toll. You got to think about it. These girls been some of these girls been doing gymnastics since they're probably 4 or 5 years old, and even then, after a while, it starts to wear down on you. And quite often, when you hit your early to mid 20s, that's the time where they tell you should retire. Often they tell the girls retire by the time 21. And Simone has done a lot in her time. I mean, her medals, her championships. She has sponsors. She's been around the world and did some, and she has quite wealth from the sport. And she has respect and the honor of her teammates, and they love her. She like I said, she's like the leader. I mean, she's the one that they look up to. A lot of these girls, when Simone was competing, was still starting up. Still just getting into their groove. You know, and but you know what, Simone, there's people out there who have issues with her. I mean, there's mentioned that she often has stress from this, of being so, just being competitive. It can be stress on you, mentally stressful on you. And people out here just saying a lot of stuff on you. You know what? These are people who never bust a grape, who couldn't even do a cartwheel to save their life. But like I said, Simone has a bright future ahead of her. Like I said, she's just 24 years old. I mean, that's not even half your life just yet. You're just hitting halfway your life. And she's done a lot more for a woman 24 than somebody at 44. And she has a loving boyfriend, Jonathan Owens. He's a professional football player. I don't know what team he plays for. I don't keep up with the NFL like I do anymore. And they have a good relationship. And you think about it, together they're going to be like a power couple. Her being a gymnast, him being an NFL player. They're going to have a great future. And she doesn't worry about anything. And then also, she, with her looks and her popularity, she can spin it off. Remember back in the day, if you remember Mary Lou Retton, who was American darling. She was one of the greatest gymnasts of her time. And even after Mary Lou retired, she still had commercials and TV and movie deals. I even seen it in a TV show. A TV show wasn't not long ago. And she also can be a sportscaster. As you know, a lot of from Olympics like Scott Hamill and I think who else? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of them who often become commentaries for like the Olympics or for nationals games and like that. That keep them busy because they can use their expertise. So like I said, and even though the girls team did get a silver, and that's pretty good. You got to think about it. You're always going to be on top. There's always going to be somebody who's going to be a little bit better than you. And America has, in history, has not always even medaled in team competitions. You either get beat by China, Russia, or some other team that's had a strong gymnastic team. But like I said, she's proud of her team. They did pretty good. Honestly, they did pretty good. And but like I said, Simone, you did what you did. You made history, and no one can take that away from you. No matter how much they try, they can never take that away from you. You have accomplished, like I said, more than most people have done in even over half their lives. So I like to say congratulations. Thank you for what you have done. Your complications, your championships. You are, and especially for our community, because gymnastics is I think other than Gabby and maybe Dominique Dawes, I can't think of that many black women in the sport of gymnastics that has been successful at this level, and that's about it. If you know some more, y'all can put in the description. Cause I remember Dominique Dawes was pretty good. I think she won a couple of medals during her time. Gabby. I mentioned Gabby a while ago, and also there's some others. But but this is just, as you know, the Olympics has always been the standard of great athletic abilities for many years. I used to love to watch it a lot. I mostly like to watch the track and field a little more. I like the gymnastics, but it was just it was just fun to watch. I don't watch as much like I used to because it used to come on like it just I don't know. I'm so busy with my other stuff. I don't. I'm watching a little bit of some shows. It shows most of the boring stuff, but I like to watch the track and field. I wait till you get the track and field where it's get real good. Anyway, to Simone, Miss Biles, you have done this country a great service. And you know what? Yeah, it's time to go ahead and think about yourself. The only thing you should think about yourself more than anybody. Love yourself more than anybody can love you. You should be on the way to your page. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.